On a humid summer day in 1972, Hillary Rodham walked into this town's new private academy, a couple of cinder-block classrooms erected hurriedly amid fields of farmland, and pretended to be someone else. Playing down her flat Chicago accent, she told the school's guidance counselor that her husband had just taken a job in Dothan, that they were a church-going family and that they were looking for a school for their son. The future Mrs. Clinton, then a 24-year-old law student, was working for Marian Wright Edelman, the civil rights activist and prominent advocate for children. Mrs. Edelman had sent her to Alabama to help prove that the Nixon administration was not enforcing the legal ban on granting tax-exempt status to so-called segregation academies. The estimated 200 private academies that sprang up in the South to cater to white families after a 1969 Supreme Court decision forced public schools to integrate. Her mission was simple: establish whether the Dothan school was discriminating based on race. It was dangerous being outsiders in these rural areas. Talking about segregation academies, said Cynthia G. Brown, a longtime education advocate who did work similar to Mrs. Clinton's. She added, "We thought we were part of the civil rights struggle." Definitely, as issues of race and civil rights have become central to Mrs. Clinton's 2016 campaign, and as Black Lives Matter activists have demanded more from her. She has frequently talked about her work for Mrs. Edelman's Children's Defense Fund, making her advocacy for children the backbone of the biographical story she tells voters. But her experience going undercover in Dothan is a little-known aspect of that work, one she devoted just under 300 words to in her 562-page memoir, A Look at Mrs. Clinton's Efforts That Summer. Through archives and interviews with more than 50 local officials, civil rights activists and people who knew her, reveals a summer job that was both out of character for the bookish law student and a moment of awakening.